Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I am Venus. If you have not been on my channel before, welcome. Today I have a strengthening video. With strength comes energy, and so hopefully this will boost your energy level for the day too. We're going to go ahead and start lying on our back, and you're going to come into your bridge pose. You're going to bring your knees up and bring the heels about to where your fingertips can touch, and have your feet about hip width distance apart. With palms facing up, melt your shoulders into the mat. Bring your toes in a little bit towards one another, and then lift on up as high as you can, keeping your thighs pressed in together, your knees towards one another. Breathe. Nice deep breath in your nose and out your mouth. Hello, Princessa. Princessa will be joining us today. Now go ahead and lift up a little bit further, navel to spine. Breathe. Then go ahead and straighten your feet out. And then slowly leaning just a little bit on your left leg, you're going to bring your right leg up. Not too high. Try to stay pretty level with the other knee. Breathe. Now most of the area that's getting the workout is in through the thighs. Navel to spine and in through your glutes. And then slowly bring that leg down, back into your bridge pose. Press up again. Remember staying relaxed on the top part of your body. Navel to spine, press up again. And then lift the opposite leg up, leaning into that hip on the opposite side. And then bring your knee down even with the other knee. And breathe, pressing up into your back. One more breath. And then bring that leg down. And slowly, inch by inch, dropping down, curling the tailbone up. Let's take 3 breaths here. Really relaxing your body into the mat. And then bring your knees up to you and pull your knees into your chest, just using the strength in your arms. Let your legs relax. When you're breathing, always remember to breathe very deeply, clear down to the bottom of your stomach. As you inhale and exhale, clear out through the chest. Walk side to side. And then grab behind your legs and go ahead and sit on up. When you sit on up, go ahead and take a forward fold. Really pushing back on the hips. Roundness at the bottom of your back. Through the shoulders. And then let's swing our legs behind us and come into your tabletop. Let's take 3 rounds of cat and cow here. As you drop your belly, you're going to inhale and roll the shoulders back. And then exhale as you round into your cat. One more time. Inhale into your cow. Exhale into cat. And then come into your neutral tabletop. Just looking down at the mat, you're going to bring your leg forward, around, and back, and forward, around, and back, like a circle, half circle. But don't lean the opposite hip over. Try to keep the hips level with the mat. Take 2 more of those. Bring your knee up, around, and back. Up, around, and back. And back down. We'll do the same thing on the opposite side. Keeping that back nice and level. Bring your knee up, down, up, around, and down. Up, around, and down. Around, and down. One more, up, around, and down, and back through. Again, back into your tabletop. You're going to press back, pressing back, press into that heel. And back down into your table. And opposite leg back. And you're pressing into your heel. And back into your table. Let's come into our first downward facing dog. What we're going to do here is we're going to come up into our downward facing dog. You're pressing back through the chest, pedaling out the feet. If your heels don't touch the mat, don't worry about it. Then from here, you're going to come forward into a strong plank, navel to spine. Breathing. Come down into your chaturanga and swoop up. And then bring the feet flat on the floor into your upward facing dog. We're going to do that about 5 times in a row. What you'll do is you'll come down and go back into your downward facing dog. Press back. And then come forward to plank. Chaturanga, turning the feet flat on the floor, top of the feet, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Come into your plank, down into chaturanga, and then upward facing dog, coming down into your downward facing dog. Let's do that one more time. Press again back through the chest. Press your chest towards your thighs. Swoop forward into your plank. Navel to spine. Looking straight down at the mat. You're going to chaturanga. In chaturanga, your body doesn't touch the mat, but then you drop down into your upward facing dog, making sure that the top of the feet are flat on the floor. Straight ahead, come on down. Come back up into your tabletop. From here, we'll wag our hips out a little bit. Now let's go ahead and lift one of your legs up again, whichever leg you'd like to start with. You're going to lift it way up, as far as you can. And then bring your leg through between the hands. Slide down into your low lunge. Or if you'd like, you can curl the toe under and lift yourself up. Breathing, making sure that knee stays level with the ankle, even with the ankle. Breathe. And then from here, you're going to bring your hand in and come into our cricket pose. So go ahead and walk your hands down, like if they're on a track. And then pressing down through the hips. We're going to roll our leg that's up. We're going to roll it to the side of our foot. So your side of your foot is up into your open cricket pose. Staying as flat as you can through your back. Breathe, maybe looking right at the top of your mat. Feeling a nice opening in the groin area on your hip. And then bring your leg back, your foot back flat on the mat, and come back up. And then let's stretch that foot out, that leg out. You're gonna bring your toes up towards you. If you wanna come on down, you can. Rest the knee on your forehead, being sure to keep your hips level. So if you need to readjust, go ahead. So as you're doing this, you should feel a nice stretch in the side of your hip there. And then bring your leg back. You'll be in your neutral table again. Elbow creases shining forward, looking down at the mat. Let's bring the opposite leg up as high as you can, keeping the hips level. Pressing up into your shoulders. And then bring that foot through. You can hang out here, or if you want to come down a little more, you can. Just keep the hips level with the mat. Navel to spine. Or if you'd like to, you can curl those toes under and come all the way up into your runner's lunge. And then go ahead and bring your hand to the inside of that knee that's up. And slowly come down just as low as you can with your hips. Then you're going to turn that foot to the side, opening up into your cricket. Breathe. Feeling that nice stretch through the outer hip area again, the groin area. And then bring your foot back down. And then bend into your back leg and bring your heel up so your toes are coming towards you. And if you'd like to soften on down, you can. Being sure to keep the hips level. So if you're leaning way over, bring your hips back. Navel to spine. And then bring that leg back into your neutral table. Take a few breaths here. Looking down at the mat. Let's go ahead and curl the toes under. Press back up into your downward facing dog. This time, lift your leg up high. You're going to bring it through into your lunge, your high lunge. So without pushing up with your hands, you're going to flip your hands up, palms facing up, navel to spine. Really using the core strength. Strengthen your thigh. Go ahead and lift your hands on up overhead. Looking straight ahead. Let's Press into that knee, come down, contract. Contract. Couple more times. One more time. Really feeling a nice burn in that thigh. And then bring that back leg up. You're going to come into the pyramid pose. Arms up overhead. And then swoop on down. Placing your hands on the mat, pressing back through your hip. If you're unable to go down this far, you can always keep a little bit of bend in your knee. Or if you'd like, you can just kind of hang out with your elbow on your knee. But if you can go all the way down, go ahead. That way you feel a nice stretch in the back of your legs. And then bring that leg back into your downward facing dog. Let's take a vinyasa here. You're going to come forward into your plank. Come down, chaturanga. And then upward facing dog. And then back up into your downward facing dog. And then bring the opposite leg up as high as you can. And reach it on through into your high lunge. Palms come up. Use your core strength and your thigh, your quadriceps. Looking straight ahead. Keep the navel to spine. Let's go ahead and come down. Have your hands up overhead. You can keep them close together or just apart with your thumbs in the back. Contract, contract, contract. Bring your hands down. The back foot comes up, so you're coming into your pyramid pose. Either stretch here, or leave a little bend in that knee again. You can rest your elbow, or come all the way down, tucking the head, tucking your chin. Breathe. This time we'll walk our feet to the center. You're going to come up and halfway lift. Flat back. Breathe. Come back down. And then come all the way up, hands overhead. Bring your hands to your heart. Breathing. Go ahead, when your hands are together, I want you to press your palms together. So you feel a little bit of a shake or vibration there. Keep a micro bend in your knees, tailbone under. Press, keep pressing. A couple more breaths. One more. Very good. And then bring your hands down, shake it out a little bit. And then bring your hands back up to the heart. And as you bring your hands to the heart, keep that navel to spine. Come down on the knees, like if you're going to sit in your chair in sun salutation V, slide back. Bring the toes together. Breathe. And then go ahead and take a side twist. Don't rest on your knees. Breathing. Come back through. A side twist. Opposite direction. And then back down. Come down to the floor with your hands. Bring your feet about hip-width distance apart. And then fold down even further, pressing your chest towards your knees. Drop the head, shake it loose. Breathe. Take your hands and walk them over. as far as you can go. Get a nice stretch in your hips. And then walk them back the opposite direction as far as you can go. Nice stretch in the other hip. And then come back around. You're going to gently come to the floor. Have a seat on the floor. Bring your legs out in front of you. We'll just real quick take a boat pose here. You're going to bring your arms up and then slowly lean back, keeping a straight back. Let's lift the legs up. You don't have to go too high. Breathe. If you'd like to slowly lean back a little more, bring the legs up a little more slowly. Maybe go ahead and turn to the side. But as you're doing this, if you're too far back, you want to keep your back as straight as you can. Come to the other side. And then slowly come back down. Sitting up. Take a forward fold. Breathe. Keeping the chin tucked. Slowly come back up. Slowly. Keep that chin tucked till the very last moment. Roll the shoulders back. Now as you're at the top here, I want you to really roll the shoulders back and pinch the shoulder blades together. Let's hold it for 5, 4, pinching, 3, 2, 1. Release and come forward. Bring your hands out in front of you. Tuck the chin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's slowly roll on back till you're laying flat on the mat. Ever so slowly. All the way down. Now, whatever you have to do to get comfortable, really melting your body into the mat. Let's breathe. Let's bring your knees up again. This time you're going to bring your head up. Come up as high as you can, but keep your chin tucked. And breathe. And come on back down. And bring your feet out to the side of you, keeping the knees up, palms facing up. Take a windshield wiper motion with the legs. One more time. And it's always good before you do these strengthening ones to maybe do like a pre-warm up and then a longer cool down after we're done. And then bring your legs down. If you need to sink your back into the mat further, just bend your knees toward you and lift up. And then slowly come back down. Really relax through the shoulders. Let's rock our head side to side. Breathing. Now let's bring our hands to each side of our shoulders. And you're going to pull down on your shoulders. Really keeping a nice tuck in your chin. Come down as much as you can, relaxing. Breathe. And then let's go ahead and switch arms. And the The other hand comes to the other shoulder, pulling them down away from your ears. And then bring your arms down to the side. Breathe in. Let's take 5 breaths here. Before we close, we'll take 5 really good breaths. Nice even intervals, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Really, as you inhale, feel the stomach lower, and then as you exhale, feel the stomach rise so you know you're breathing as deep as you can. Just as you're lying here, do whatever your body feels like. If you want to rotate your wrists, rotate the ankles, wiggle the fingers and the toes, and then bring your knees up. Grab behind your knees. If you're unable to do that, you can just turn to the side in a fetal position and push your way up gently. I want to thank you for joining me today. Good job, everybody. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I'd really appreciate it. And like and leave a comment. I look forward to seeing you on the mat soon. Let's take one deep breath here. Hands together. Anjali Mudra. Thumbs up to the third eye. Namaste. Thank you.